As a team, we're going to lose as a team, so we'll all own that, including myself. But it's extremely disappointing, some of the moments in that game in terms of how that game unfolded. Obviously, you can't give up 2 return touchdowns that in the first quarter, and that kind of set us back initially. And then we just didn't do a good enough job in any facet. Just didn't do a good enough job, and that's a disappointing part for me and for this football team. But we're just going to keep swinging. With that, I'll take any questions.
To what do you attribute the 2 kickoff returns, the unpunt returns for touchdowns?
You have to look at those, Mary Kay, to really find out. But anytime something like that happens, we have to do a better job in all facets. We got to put the guys in position, then they got to go make a play in those. But special teams is so much of just 11 guys doing their job, and we just didn't do our job.
Kevin, what did you like about the offense early versus what did you think was missing after that?
Yeah, obviously things that we need to clean up, staying on the football field, scoring points. Some early, there were some good moments coming out, going into halftime, obviously, getting that field goal executed, but plenty to clean up.
With the 4th and 1 with about 10 minutes left, where is that ball supposed to go?
I'd have to look at it. It's a pass that can go to multiple people.
Kevin, obviously the change of Tommy calling the plays, just how was the process with that today, and what do you think overall for his vision with the offense today?
Yeah, I obviously, like I told you guys, I have a total trust in Tommy. Obviously, we fell short as a team, but we'll just continue to try to find ways to put our guys in position.
When you look at some of the untimely penalties on offense and defense, the tripping call and then late on the last drive, what do you have to say about that, and where does that kind of lie? Like, how do you react in that?
Listen, we'll, like I said earlier, Daniel, we'll win as a team, we'll lose as a team. It's never going to be about one play, but bottom line is we have to play smart. That's a key to this winning and losing.
I'm sure you're talking there, too, about the neutral zone infraction on that last drive. Just mental error, or what's happening here?
Yeah. Again, it's never about one play. We have to do our job, all of us, in that moment. That's very disappointing.
Kevin, it says Dillon. Did you see any improvement from what you saw over the first 4 games from him? Where did you kind of feel like?
I think it's I have to always, to give you a better evaluation, have to look at it. But I know there's plays that he's going to want back. I thought he made some plays with his feet also in this ball game, but can always improve.
With about 3 minutes left, they have it. You don't call timeout right away. Just take us through what you're thinking there. Obviously, the penalty sunk you, but what were you thinking with that sequence there?
Yeah, obviously you're thinking about when to call those things, and depending on, I think they got a first down on the first play there. You're going to stop it to try and get it back. And again, all things that it's easy to look at the end of that ball game, and we will, and we'll certainly be transparent with each other. But it's a 60-minute football game, and we got to do our job for 60 minutes.
Was getting Jerry involved an emphasis this week?
Yes, and it should be an emphasis every week, really.
How about just the fact that you guys gave up 6 sacks, 4 by Will McDonald? What kind of was the situation there?
Again, probably premature to say anything until I look at it, Mary Kay, but it's very typically a combination of things, whether it's offensive line, protection plan, getting open, all those things.
Are there times where you think like Dillon just isn't seeing it as quickly, and especially when you talk about some of those sacks that were taken, you think he's like seeing the field quickly and clearly?
Yeah, not fair until I look at it, Daniel, but it's very easy to put sacks just right on the offensive line. We got to look at all of it and find ways to work together in those areas.
Kevin, what do you feel like is an adequate sample size to properly evaluate a quarterback, especially a rookie quarterback?
Yeah, it's hard for me to speculate, but every single outing that our guys get, we're going to look at it and try and learn from it.
With you guys, losing this game and kind of now being behind the 8 ball, do you stick with Dillon Gabriel after this game, or do you think about making a change?
Yeah, we're going to stick with Dillon. Obviously, this is young players that you're always trying to get one game better and those type of things, but we have to play better as an offense. We have to coach better, all the above.
And what about the job that your defense did on Justin Fields for most of the football game? I think he had 11 yards until the Hall pass.
Yeah, I thought really good moments. Obviously, hadn't given up much on defense, but the game's script had changed with them getting those early points, and I thought the guys battled throughout, but I know there's plenty that we can probably do better.
Good.
Okay, thank you, guys.
Who else is coming in?
A little bit. Uh-oh.
I know we always ask you about the frustration, but it seems like it's never just one thing. It seems like, you correct one thing, the offense moves the ball, and then it's special teams. It's just how when it's just never one specific thing that causes the problems. How much does that sort of amplify the frustration a little bit?
Frustration is frustration. I mean, try your best not to point fingers. So you just try to clean up what you can, execute the best you can, and be part of the solution. So, we just got to be better.
Myles, in the second half, they started being able to move the football a little bit more on the ground. They had that screen pass, obviously, with Reese. Just what were they able to sort of exploit with you guys to make some of those plays happen when they needed them most?
I mean, they were sick with the run game. They didn't want to turn it into a drop-back game. And, I mean, they were moving the pocket, doing things to, try to take the rush out of it. And I think just their commitment to it, kind of like Detroit did, trying to wear us down. And, they made the plays they needed to. It was a good call screen. I think we need to look at what happened to Karsh doing that, because I don't think it's legal what happened to him. But credit to them. They made the plays they needed to down the stretch.
Some, like the penalty, the neutral zone infraction penalty at the end, how frustrating is it? Something like that where you don't have a chance to go back out there and try to win the game.
It's frustrating. I mean, there are definitely plenty of frustrating things to go around in the game. I just don't want my guy, Cam, to lose confidence and think that he lost the game for us. That's not the case. There are so many plays in the game, and you can't let one hang on you and take away your confidence in who you are as a player. This is a learning moment for him, and a chance to do better for the next time. And kind of like Andre in the first game, you're gonna have your opportunities, and you just make the most out of it.
And you guys held Justin Fields to, I think, 11 yards passing until that Breece Hall screen pass. So you guys were really accomplishing your game plan, it seemed like, until that play.
Yeah.
And how do you feel about it and what you were able to do against Justin for most of the game, I guess?
I mean, we lost, so I don't feel that great about it.
Myles, with the losses mounting, do you feel like that everybody will continue to bring the fight? Do you feel like that the proper effort will continue to be there after you guys lose a game like this?
I don't care how they feel. You got to suit up. It's still opportunity. There's still a chance. We still have, 8 more games? You never know what can happen. So I'm going to make sure that there's no quitting this team. I haven't seen it before, and it's not going to happen now. So I'm going to make sure everybody mans up and still knows exactly what the directive is.
Kevin said that he's sticking with Dillon, Gabriel moving forward. What kind of fight and heart are you seeing in Dillon, and what do you guys think? What do you think about that?
What do I think about what?
What do you think about the fact that you guys are sticking with the status quo, or Kevin's sticking with the status quo and continuing to go with Dillon instead of turning it over to Shador?
Quarterback direction has nothing to do with me. I'm worried about the defense and us giving up the points that we did and the first downs we did. Who we stick with the quarterback is up to Kevin.
Good. Thank you.
Dillon, where did you feel like you noticed the biggest difference with Tommy calling the offense compared to Kevin today?
Honestly, I think it just had great flow, and I think at times, we got it going, and there's a lot of things that execution-wise we can help ourselves, but felt good going into it, and we'll stand by that for sure.
Kevin said after the game that he's sticking with you going forward. Not that he shouldn't. It's just that at 2-7, sometimes things change.
Yep.
But he's sticking with you. How do you feel about the opportunity to build on, what you did today and move forward?
Yeah, when things aren't going well, there's always going to be change. That's part of it, because if you keep doing the same thing and don't change anything, then it's insanity. But just I feel like at times there's things that went well and we sustained and executed, and then in certain moments we didn't execute, and that starts with me. But yeah, it's always frustrating when it's not going the way you want it to, and you put in the work and time. But in crucial moments, you got to have it and execute, and we didn't.
Still in the 4th and 1 with about 10 minutes left, it looks like the guy came right off the edge. Where did you want to go with that one, and what did you end up seeing?
Yeah, I'm hot, and we're in our 5-man pro, and got to create something there. And, I was in between knowing that it was 4th and 1, getting outside or getting vertical, and there was a chance that I could have and slipped through, but didn't. But that's why I stayed on that side when I was hot.
What about getting sacked in the game 6 times? What could you have done differently to avoid some of that, or what was going on there? Basically?
Yeah, I don't want to take those. Want to be able to dish it and find a safe place to dish it. But in those moments, too, can't take sacks.
Dillon, it seemed like Tommy drew up some stuff for you, sort of like getting out of the pocket, rolling out a little bit. Just what do you think for you? Like, is that something that you think is part of your game where you can sort of thrive? Like, what do you see on those plays that you think makes them effective plays for you?
I think for anyone, it's versatility, and you want to have that. You want to move launch points. You want to keep the defense off balance. It helps the run. It helps the O-line. It helps me. It helps everyone involved. And I think the more versatile you are, it helps. But, I think that in general helped us throughout the day.
You were able to get Jerry more involved. I know that was a point of emphasis. So is that something, as you look ahead, do you think that's something that you guys can build and grow on?
Yeah, Jerry's a great player and want to continue to do that and play great. And, I want to get the ball to the best players on our team. That'll be emphasis forever.
What did you see on the touchdown throw to him? Obviously, some kind of unique play where you booted to your right and then sort of stopped and threw it back his direction. Jerry sort of broke it down for us too. What did you sort of see from him?
Yeah, just got single high, got weak rotation, had 2 plays at the line, wanted to keep it and roll with it, and then Jerry did a great job winning at the top of the route.
And how about your David TD pass in the 95-yard drive? It looked like things were going pretty well at that point.
Yeah, I think when we're at our best, it's efficient. We're executing at a high level. That's when you can sustain drives and third downs, making big-time plays, explosives here and there. But that's why I keep going back to you got to execute in crucial moments to play winning football, and we didn't. But want to continue to get better at that because we got to.
Dillon, Wyatt was talking, he thought the offense was more efficient. He thought a little bit more efficient this time out. Where did you feel like the efficiency improved? I know the scoreboard, points is ultimately what it's about, but
yeah.
Where did you feel like the efficiency improved at?
I think you got to know shit ain't never going to be perfect, but you want to try your best to get to that point. And I just feel like when we have chunks and we're efficient in the run game, we're setting things up, it helps us. It does. And then we're clicking, and then there's momentum and rhythm within a drive, within series. You're not living in 3 downs within a series, so that helps too. But it's finding that balance. And there's times that we miss things, and like I said, that starts with me. And we got to create consistency to have more efficient drives. But I think you saw it. At times there was efficient drives, but then there's times as well where it's a 3 and out. And we got to find a better balance. But no moral victories, but I think Wyatt was trying to say that there's direction with it.
Obviously, Tommy's first time calling the plays. Just what did you think overall, like the process of the communication between you guys and getting all that sort of executed?
Yeah, it was good communication. It was like practice, so there's comfortability there. I think we were good in and out of the huddle. There's at times personnels and things that happen within a game that you try to avoid, but I felt like within it there was great communication.
It seemed like just one mistake here, false start here, little penalties and mistakes kind of derailed what you guys were trying to do. Did you see it that way? It was like,
yeah, it's just not winning football, and you got to have a winning process to play winning football, and then you got to execute in key moments. But there's at times where you beat yourself, and then there's times where you just don't execute within that moment. Jets definitely played better than us today, but I still think there's times where we got to execute and help ourselves for sure.
and did you feel like you guys in some ways kind of hit the reset button a little bit on your offense? So this was almost game one of the sort of Tommy vibe.
Yeah.
And can you see it getting better and better and better as the weeks go by?
That's the hard part with change too, right? You're trying to create continuity and then see it long enough to see to reap benefits, right? You don't want to plant a seed and then rip it up before it can even grow. But I think for us, it's just building on. We got to, but at the end of the day, we got to find a way to win, and that's what we're building towards.
And do you find yourself at all? I mean, are you staying focused at the task at hand, or do you find yourself ever looking over your shoulder and wondering when are they going to turn this thing over to Shedeur? Does it ever cross your mind?
No, all I can do is control what I can, and yeah, that's what you got to do. That's all you got.
Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Thank you, Mr.